back to another video. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and go check out our Instagram pages where I post daily original photos and updates on our life and a lot of the animals we have here in our collection. For today's video, I wanted to talk about how we socialize our two monitors. Right now in our collection, we currently have our roughneck monitor, Littlefoot, who we adopted a while back off Craigslist, and we have Arlo, who is a baby water monitor. And more recently, we've been showing Littlefoot more than Arlo because Arlo is not completely socialized yet. Littlefoot is a little more socialized from his previous owner. They did a lot of work in getting him up to that point, and then we just kind of continued where they left off. So he has been roaming around in our sunroom for enrichment quite often, and I've showed him in our videos quite often. So I thought it would be a really good idea to tell our viewers how we go about step by step socializing our water monitors. Now, it is a process. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of effort on a daily basis. So jumping right in, the first thing we were going to talk about is not necessarily a step, but it is positive interaction every single time. Whether it is maintaining your monitor's enclosure, whether it is just getting in there during one of the steps, to let them tongue flick you if you want to try to touch them, anything. You need to leave your monitor with a positive interaction. Doesn't matter if the session is 30 seconds, 10 minutes, whatever. You need to leave that cage with a positive interaction, a positive imprint on your animal. If there is any kind of negative interaction with that animal, that can really set you back for a long time. So I always tell people it doesn't matter how long, whether it's just cleaning their cage, changing their water, spraying it down, what have you, feeding them. You need to have a positive interaction with that animal every single time, and that will give you a lot further in the long run. So now we're going to jump into the specific steps that I take in order to socialize our water monitors. And the first thing is going to be getting them used to your presence. The way I have gotten our water monitors used to our presence is I come down into our sunroom every single day and I come say good morning. And there is Mr. Arlo. He is not as jumpy. He hangs out in front of the cage now. And he just says, good morning, huh? Hi. Now, this is going to be dependent specifically on your individual animal. Some animals will get used to your presence quicker than others. It could take a week. It could take several months. And this is where the patient factor comes in. These things you cannot rush. You just have to wait until your animal is ready. Like I said, this is again where that positive interaction comes in. If you push it too much, you will not start out on a good foot. So first thing is getting them used to your presence. For our baby water monitor, that took about a month for him to calm down, start eating a little more regularly. For Littlefoot, who was a little bit older, it didn't really take that long at all. I think it took about a week before we really started getting in there and going through the next steps that I'm going to discuss. Step number 2 is going to be making deliberate movements in the cage. And what I mean by deliberate movements is if you are changing the water, you get your hands in there, you pull the water out. This is where it's going to be mind over matter for you. You are going to have to get over the fact that your water monitor may bite you, may whip you, may hiss at you, and you have to try to stay as calm and deliberate with your movements as possible. And try not to be jumpy, because that in turn will send a signal and frighten your monitor. Just like any other monitor, if you are scared and frightened, they are going to feel that energy from you. So it is very important for you to maintain your fear and make sure that you can handle and keep control of your movements when you are inside their enclosure. Now, this is going to be very hard for somebody. And if you can't handle this portion of it, then a water monitor may not, or a monitor in general, may not be the animal for you, because more than likely you are going to get bit or whipped at some point. Our first monitor that we had, a female monitor, was not as calm as the two we have now. I did get bit several times and we got whipped on a regular basis. It's not fun, but it's one of those things you kind of just have to work through and it eventually gets better. It's a slow process, but I promise you, it does get better. So anytime you are in the cage, whether it's just to move the substrate around, to change the water, you have to make sure that you keep yourself calm and you keep your movements deliberate. And let me show you what I mean by that. So here is Arlo's cage. And I always come say good morning. And he looks frightened, and this is normally what he does. But what I do is I will get in here and I will move his decor around every morning. And all I do is move this stuff around and he comes out and he will see what I'm doing because curiosity gets the best of him. And there he is. And this is what I do every single morning. And he will eventually not see you as a threat. Right now he doesn't like the phone, which is why he's doing that. Hi, dude. Hi. How are you? Are you being good today? He's still a little jumpy. So this moves us into step number 3, and that is getting in there and wiggling your fingers. Now I know this may seem like you're sticking your fingers out there kind of as a food item, but believe me, water monitors, any other monitor in general, they know the difference. They are smart. They are very intelligent creatures and they know the difference. We have fed our water monitor and then I can immediately stick my fingers in there and wiggle them. He knows the difference. They do not go for them. Now that's a little different if you get your fingers in there while you're feeding them or if your fingers smell like the prey item, but that's a whole different topic. So for socializing, you want to get in there and wiggle your fingers. And this gets them used to your fingers moving around and not being a threat to them. So now for step number 4, and that is getting close enough with your wiggling fingers and allowing them to tongue flick as you just saw Arlo doing. So let's take you back into his enclosure and I'll show you exactly how I go about that. So here's little baby Arlo again. What's up, dude? See, eventually curiosity gets the best of them. You don't want to come out? Water monitors tongue flick in order to sense their environment. And if they are sensing their environment by smelling and tasting your fingers or the particles in the air around your fingers, the smells and everything, they are getting used to your scent every single day. And with that positive interaction, they are learning that you are not a threat, that you are coming into their enclosure to socialize, feed them, take care of them. So they learn all those things. Like I said, they are very intelligent creatures. Step number 5. Now all these steps are going to be progressing one into another. So once you have gotten your monitor used to tongue flicking your fingers and tasting your scent, then you can slowly move underneath their chin and give them a little chin rub. At first, they may jerk away, they may shy away, and you just kind of have to keep at it. It could take a week, it could take a month. It depends on your individual monitor. So let me show you how I do that. Moving on to step number 6. Once you can regularly kind of get underneath their chin, then you can slowly move down to their chest and other parts of their body. So they get used to you feeling around their body. You're not a threat. You're not going to hurt them. Now, the reason you want to be able to touch the rest of their body is not only for obvious reasons for picking them up and things, but their claws get very sharp and you want to get them used to touching their feet so you can eventually clip their claws off. Their claws dig into you like cat claws, and they can not only tear up your skin, tear up your clothes, but if you let them roam around your house, it can tear up your furniture. So we really work on desensitizing the rest of the body so we can eventually clip those nails and get them into a harness to where we can eventually take them outside to roam in the yard for enrichment as well. So moving on to the next step, these steps kind of just progressively go into each other. So just as I said, you move down the chest, go onto the body. Now, when you go on the chest, then you can slowly slip your fingers underneath their body and you can start to raise them up inside the enclosure. Now, this is where the handling and picking them up is going to come into play. Once they become comfortable laying on their hands, then we move into the next step. And the next step is more up to your individual lizard. As you're going to see in some of the footage I show you, this last week was the first time that Arlo was comfortable enough to walk out on his own, which was awesome. Excuse the bedhead, but this was in the morning when I came down to do my morning hello, and he just wanted to come out and we just kind of rolled with it. So yeah, I just rolled out of bed, so please excuse that. But yes, you will see that I got him onto my hand and he just slowly came out and we have just gone from there. It's been awesome. Now, if you're thinking about getting a monitor, I want people to understand and keep in mind that aside from being very, very patient and letting your lizard kind of dictate a little bit, the progression of these steps, you also need to keep in mind that these kind of interactions that I show you in the video where I'm holding them and, we take our larger monitor out into the sunroom, these are not interactions that take place on a daily basis. The majority of the time, our bigger roughneck, he will only come out of his enclosure maybe once a week right now, because that is what he has chosen and that is what we see in his body language. A lot of times he will come to the front of the enclosure, we open it, and then he goes back into the back of his enclosure. He does not want to come out. We kind of let him let us know when he's in a good mood to come out. A lot of times we will open the enclosure, do the finger wave, we can rub him, and then that's about it. That's all he wants for the day, and that is perfectly fine. We come back and we repeat the process the next day. Some days he wants to come out and he just wants to hang on your arm for a few minutes. He turns around and goes. And then some days, like you're gonna see, he wants to come out in the sunroom and he wants to roam around and poop on my floor for a little bit. So those are the moments that we take advantage of and we really, really enjoy. And that's why we put in all the hard work. So that is how I have chosen to socialize our monitor lizards. It is not something that's very complicated, but you have to really go through the steps and you have to be very patient and take your time and read your monitor's body language. Like I said, some days you can get in there and it's a 30-second interaction, and some days you can have them out for 10, 20 minutes, up to an hour. It just depends on the day and what mood they're in. Now, these steps that I have talked about, they pretty much apply to every monitor species. Whether you have a smaller monitor or a larger monitor, it is best to start socializing as soon as you have a baby in your possession. If you do choose to adopt a little bit older lizard, you really want to analyze their behavior, kind of check their background if you can, and kind of see where that lizard came from and see what you're really diving into, because it could be a lot more work than maybe you're willing to put in, or that animal might be traumatized and may never be able to get out. So it's just going to be dependent on a lot of factors, but I always tell people, if you get one from a baby, start off every day consistently to make those small baby steps to get your monitor to where you can have them out regularly. We were fortunate enough to find our roughneck monitor, Littlefoot, and when we got him, we thought he was about 2 years old, and he was a little rough around the edges. He tail whipped and he hissed, but he didn't really try to bite. But as we found out later on, he was only with the owner that we got him from for about 3 months. That owner adopted him from his original previous owner, the owner that raised him from a baby, and he didn't know what he was getting himself into. He slowly realized that it was too much for him to take on, and he put him up for adoption. So I'm glad we found him and we took him in, and we have now connected with his first owner that kind of raised him up from a baby. So it really makes sense now why we kind of just had to pick up where they left off in the socialization process. So it wasn't like we were starting from square one, but he still hisses, and if you're not careful, he still will tail whip you if you push him a little too far. So we really let him dictate how the day is gonna go. And if it's not a good day, then we just wait for the next day. So now I'm gonna show you some footage of him walking around in our sunroom, and it just happened to be a good day. I'm also gonna show you some footage of our very first time taking out Mr. Arlo behind me. And that was so awesome. It made me so ecstatic and happy that he was finally comfortable enough. We've had him for months. I would have to check back. I'll throw it on the screen when exactly we got him. I don't even remember the month. But it's been quite a while, and I work with these animals every single day. So before we jump into that, I just wanted to show you exactly how they are, and because environment really plays a big part. You want these animals where you're gonna be able to walk past their enclosures and they're gonna see you on a daily basis to get them used to your presence. You don't want them in a locked room where they're never gonna see you. That doesn't work. And it's also, if you have cats and dogs, then you wanna have the animals raised up. Most monitors will climb to get away from predators. So we have chosen to have our monitors up off the ground since we do have cats and dogs, and that really lowers their stress level. So let me show you that real quick. All right, so there are our dog kennels, and we made this kind of raised table, and this is Littlefoot's enclosure with our nice cool sign. And look, here's Monkey right here. What you doing, Monkey? What's up? You want to come say hi for a second? You look like you're in a good mood. He's kind of in a good mood in here. What's up, Doo-Doo? Hi. Hi. He doesn't like the phone. None of these guys do. But see how he comes over? What's up? Hi. See, it's the same exact process as with Arlo. Comes over, he checks out his environment, and then we can get in there and kind of give him a good rub. Hi. What's up? We got some stuck shed. Oh, you're digging? Did you find something good in there? Yeah? Hi. What's up? See, today has not been a good day for him, so that's pretty much all I do. He kind of hisses or shies away to let me know that today's not a good day, huh? All right, I'll leave you be. So that is where Littlefoot hangs out. And then we did have Arlo on a shorter table, but we noticed he was getting a bit stressed out. So we brought our DIY little baby quarantine snake rack down here. And then we put Arlo up here. And he has been doing so much better. Kind of raised up. And so that's why I always recommend to people to keep their monitors raised. What's up, dude? Hi. He hangs out at the front of the glass now so he can check out everything. Before, he used to climb up the back wall and he used to hang out up there and he used to rub his nose a lot when he was really, really stressed out. So we like that he's doing so much better up higher. All right, so let's show you guys the rest of the footage.
Mom was bonding with her baby.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you go?
He's like up to the top.
Well, at least his claws don't hurt that much.
Oh. Do I have something in my hair? He's just content as all get out up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, careful, careful. There you go. It looks like he just like normally does that. He's all, no, 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 I don't want to go back in my home.
He was about ready to go.
Yep.
Oh, we found the rats.
Is he gonna go in your pocket?
No, he's trying to get down so he can go explore.
Monitors, you can like kind of grab onto their tails. So
Yeah,
if they're gonna do the leap thing, it's strong enough to.
Look at the other one's up.
Oh, is he back down?
Yeah.
Hi there, Mr. Littlefoot. I know Dad said you were gonna come out, huh? We're working on it.
Parker and Owen, come just to the stairs. I have Arlo out.
Crazy little Littlefoot. He's like anywhere but back in my home.
Come on, Velociraptor. There's a lot going on today, huh? Huh?
Hi, do we have a lot of work to do? Do we have a lot of work to do? Like this? What about
Come out.
else?
Come on.
Peekaboo.
Come on, you want to come out? Come on.
He's like, no, Mom, I don't want you to hold me. I want to roam.
I know, such an independent lizard. Well, you're going to slide down. Come on. I help. You can get down. Come on. Fine. Hey, you guys don't do the sound of the tin. He doesn't like the tin. No, I don't want you on my head.
He's like, just put me down. I went down. Go up the stairs. He wants to go in the living room. He's gonna climb up to you. He's going up to the living room, huh? Oh, and the lizard's out. Please don't do that, honey. He found somewhere he wants to go, and he's determined now. Here, maybe show him the chair. Yeah, his claw's hurt. I wonder if he'll let us clip him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite there yet.
But those points need to come off.
I know. Hey, I got my hand too.
I'd let you outside, dude. Way
No.
too cold right now.
That, and he needs a leash.
You turn into a lizard sickle.
Whimsical.
Gonna go up the boxes again? There he goes. That must be his spot. He's taking a dump over there again. You're a big nasty lizard.
And wiping his butt.
He's been pooping there every time we let him out. All right, well, that is it for today's video. I hope the information about socializing your monitor was very helpful. Drop a comment down below. Let me know where you are in your process of socializing your water monitor or any monitor of that matter. And let me know if you have any questions. If you're thinking about acquiring a monitor and you have questions, I am free to help and give out any knowledge that I can. So thank you again for watching. Stay safe, stay sane. Get out there and make your own footprints. Thank you for watching. Bye.